close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move.
the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy until I broke the rules. My life destroyed, life destroyed. Until I woke awake, screaming.
Good morning, good morning. What is going on, everybody? I hope we're having a good one this morning.
How much can
A lot of crazy price action out there, that's for sure. I love the way the SPY is setting up this morning. Looking pretty awesome in the short term here. It did fall off a little bit this morning as a gap down, but I like the way that it came back up and is holding its ground above 535. That is solid to see. I like the prospect of a possible breakout with the SPY today. Over the next couple of trading days, I'm really watching this key resistance on the SPY around 546 to 547. This is going to be crucial. I could see the SPY actually breaking this and going a bit higher. I would not be surprised at all to see something like that. Solid move to the upside here with the SPY. Good morning, Jamie, So You, Ivan, Allard, Robert, Toby, Chase, KO, Jossie, Pew Pew, good morning. Josie. Sorry, Josie. I don't want to say it wrong. Chase. ACOP, Nation Money, damn that AT&T candle. They had earnings this week. Wow. Yeah, pretty nice move here this morning. That's good to see following the earnings yesterday. Coming back quite well. Good breakout back to the upside. Awesome stuff, AT&T. Jason says, Team Tom, hell yeah. Let's go, let's go. $172.40 resistance here on Boeing. Starting to pull back under key resistance. Not looking the best, Boeing. Come on, Boeing. Let's get it going a little bit better. Big pullback there. ASTS 6.60%. ASTS starting to get going here. Looking at them over the past few trading days, they have been stuck in the mud, but they are starting to test key resistance. And if ASTS breaks out here, that could be an amazing setup for today. ASTS can have some great action. Lucid starting to move a bit. Oklo, OKLO, starting to test our level from yesterday, 24.25. Let's see the break. There we go, breaking out OKLO by a couple cents. Let's see a good move here. Going to the 1 minute chart. Not quite yet, but getting it going. Need some nice extensions here. ACHR, a lot of these growth stocks are really pointing higher again today. Look at ACHR breaking well above the high from yesterday. Doing great. 2.98%, pretty good. SMR, nuclear stock up 4.4%, very nice there. IONQ, quantum stock, I believe, at 3%. Serve is up 4%. SERV, Serve Robotics. Team Jack in the Box. There we go, Ivan. I actually ate those again for lunch yesterday. I did eat the leftovers. It just wasn't for breakfast. Gotta love it. Serve Robotics looking fantastic here. QUBT Quantum. Beautiful. QBTS. D-Wave Quantum. 7.40 coming into play here. I can see M breaking out. If we look at 7.40, this is a huge level on D-Wave Quantum. Seriously. This level is major. Look at that resistance. I wouldn't be surprised if it had some trouble breaking this, honestly. It's pretty huge. What's up, Winston Joker? Eric. Intel reports earnings tonight. That's going to be a very fun stock to keep on the radar for today. They're doing pretty well, up 2.48% so far today. Let's check out like the 5-minute chart. Zoom out a bit. Maybe a 15-minute. Do some justice here. Interesting chart setup. I like how they're forming this higher low. They are bouncing pretty well. They're starting to break out, which is nice, above the high from yesterday. Love to see it. INTC. 21.25. Nice resistance there. Intel is 49% of your portfolio, Grass said. Oh, shit. Was a bad buy on accident, but it's working. A bad buy on accident is 49% of your portfolio, Grass. Oh, my gosh. Grass. Pew Pew said the music's fire today. I'm glad you're saying that. It's the non-copyright sounds. I'm praying to God that they don't get me for it. They probably still will at some point. It was an extra 0. Oh, no. Oh, no. I see what you're saying now. Instead of buying like 200, you bought like 2,000 or who knows, right? That's funny. Hey, I'm glad you're happy, though. Hopefully you accidentally bought it real low, right? As long as it was nice and low, that's perfectly cool. That's all that matters to me. Took the win and just left a portion in. There we go, Grass. I've already got out most of it, though. You bought it in 1907. Nice. Okay. Well, hey, that's a good plus. Glad to hear you got out of most of it. Pretty nice dub, too. You know, Intel has been moving higher. It'll be funny. You'll probably look back on that in 5 years and be like, holy shit, I wish I would have held. Now, don't quote me on Intel with that. You never know. You never know, but... Already clipped 100%. Quoting you 5 years from now. Clip it up. No, I'm joking. Please don't. Come back to me in 5 years and be like, Tom, Intel's out of business. I'm just joking. If they are, I'd be pretty fucking surprised, I'll be honest. Very nice move by the SPY. Look at that nice green candle here on the 5 minute. There we go. Finally getting a good breakout. Even the 1 minute looks pretty good. 537 breaking a little bit here. Going for a nice run with the SPY. I'm looking for a break of 540 today. I could actually see the SPY starting to try to push back to the upside a bit more here. I would not be surprised to see like a 544 retest later on today. A test of that little high up there, if not even like a 547 retest for a breakout. Could definitely be in the cards here. Sean says, Intel out of business. You trying to hurt my feelings? Yup. You already know. Yeah, I was kidding, hopefully. If they do go out, I'll be pretty sad. But I will say, if I had to pick any chip stock out there that has a major problem, that's the one, if we had to pick. So, not saying it's totally impossible, but... Alright, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. My daughter is going nuts out here. While I'm gone, destroy that like button, and hey, if you're not a sub yet, definitely destroy that subscribe button too. Be right back. I'm gonna throw up the Mag 7 real fast. Or pull up the Mag 7 setup, why not? Nice movement with Microsoft. Look, Google's nice. Alright, be right back.
Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. Let the darkness take control. Darkness take control. May the darkness take control. Take me in the smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but I'm in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control.
redefine any definition you got. I am the tiger, I'm making steps to the top. The flames, I rip it up, you just gotta hand me the rock. Take a seat, you cannot stand it. All I know, the flow harder than a Scotch bonnet. Don't try studying me, you cannot manage. This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.
All right. Sorry about that, guys and gals. What's going on, though? SPY moving higher. There we go. 538.50. That's what we fucking want to see. Perfect. Microsoft, Amazon, Google. Getting some great breakouts. NVIDIA, 104.40. Pushing towards 105 here with NVDA. Very nice. Pushing towards that high of yesterday. Love this price action here. Can I get your thoughts on Google? Oh, if you're talking about the earnings, Grass, unfortunately, I don't like to guess on earnings. Anybody that does is kind of silly. With that being said, I like it to the upside. No, I'm kidding. Google's in a pretty weird setup right here. You know, they're bouncing around 150. A lot of crazy price action in the short term. They're testing a major support. I will say this weird fluctuation down here has been strange, right? We've been seeing a lot of weirdness since Trump paused those tariffs. And I'm looking at Google like, okay, we really need to see some type of decent outlook from the tariffs, right? If we see Google come out and say that their profits are going to be affected or revenues affected or who knows, right? Then we're going to have some problems probably. We'll probably see a lot of other tech stocks drop along with them. But I'm really looking for the report to just be somewhat normal, you know, to kind of hide the tariffs. I'm not expecting maybe Google to talk about it, right? They might not even talk much about guidance or the outlook, and they might even say that it's a little bit uncertain, their outlook, because they don't really know what's going to happen with the tariffs totally. And it's still unfolding. So it's a weird situation. It's going to be a big report, though. Can't wait to see it. You weren't meaning the earnings, just the current movement. Oh, gotcha. My bad, Grass. Very good movement this morning, 1%. It is up into the high of yesterday. Getting close. 157.50 is essentially the high from yesterday. And looking at 157.50 here, it's going to be a big level. I wonder if it can break before the earnings today. It'd be hard to get past that, I think. Exactly. There we go. Data Ryan Grass wants to put 49% of his portfolio on the Google earnings. That's a good one, Data. I'm loving the music. Let's go, Pew Pew. Hell yeah. I'm glad somebody likes it today. That's awesome. Looking at Palantir here, 105. Wow, we had some great PA out of some of these tech stocks this morning. Going back to the Mag 7 setup, SPY is still on fire. Looks pretty good. Still, Tesla's trying to move. Microsoft's up around highs of the day. Apple chopping, but great PA pointing up. I will say Amazon, Meta, Nvidia, Tesla pulling back a bit, but not too bad. The SPY's still moving, though. Look at the SPY on the top left chart. Still just getting some great price action coming in. 538.70. Bring on 540, SPY. Let's go. Bring on 540. CEP, Spacely said. What's up, Spacely? Cantor Equity Partners. Cantor, never heard of them. 34% today, though. Uh-oh. Wow. Talk about a move. Pony had a good move yesterday. They're doing pretty good again today. 19%. Kind of funny there. Pretty good movement by Pony today. But you said CEP. Definitely has some great percentages this morning. 36%. Some of it came from after hours, but they dipped, and man, that move on open was great. Never heard of this one. CEP. Interesting. Let's see what they do. Equity Partners sounds obviously like they deal with equity. No, I'm joking. Let's see what they really do. Not finding too much info on this company, actually. Funny enough. Kind of surprised. Normally, I see a lot more info. You know what? Maybe I'm not going to find a lot of info on this one. Weird, you know, there's not a lot of info out there. Without wasting too much time. Obviously. I'm strapped being live, you know. Heat map on SPY at 140. 140? I don't know, I can show you 140, but hopefully you meant to say like 540 or something. Okay, cool. Yeah, you did. You know, SPY has a lot of levels on the book map. There's a lot of buyers around 537, 537.30. But 540 has a pretty good stack of sellers too. Not bad. 11,000 shares just about. But keep in mind on the SPY, 11,000 is not bad. SPY's a little bit different than other stocks. SPY's going back to 545. I feel it. I could see SPY doing pretty well today. I love this PA to the upside. I'm definitely loving it. 540. Love the test coming into play here around 539, 540. Going to be a big breakout opportunity if we end up moving past this today. Could be huge on the SPY. Let's check the QQQ. It looks even better. 1.1%. Not bad is my favorite compliment to give on the golf course, Sean said. That's a good one there. You can't go wrong with it, you know? Unless they hit it bad. Man, when I played in that tournament this past Monday, it felt so weird, Sean. I haven't played in a tournament like that in forever, and just talking with people and all that stuff, you know, kind of weird. There was lots of not bads probably said for me. Aller said, what do you think about Boeing? Ticker symbol BA. Boeing is an interesting stock. Falling down 0.5% today. Pretty tough movement under 172. I'm watching for a recovery, but Boeing could have a mind of its own. You know, one thing that worries me with Boeing is they had that good move from earnings yesterday, and now they're like back below that support here, which is a little rough around 172 to 172.50. Pretty brutal. What's the Intel move today, Shane said. Intel move. Looks great here into earnings so far. Up 3% on the day. Looking at the daily chart, looks awesome. Back to the upside. Loving this PA back up on this dip.
I just can't let you go.
Great movement overall. I think it could end up doing pretty well, but they need to have a good earnings report, you know? Right now, they're straddling major support. I don't want to guess on the earnings, of course, but I will say, I think Intel feels the pressure, okay? Like, they understand where their stock is, and I think that Intel understands that they need to have something positive here. If they have something negative and they end up breaking the support, they are kind of fucked, you know? Especially in the short term. They're going to lose a lot of confidence in the short term if this recent low gives out from these earnings. And I do think that, like, the executives and whatever at Intel understand this, you know? So I definitely think that they're going to try to say some positive stuff during the conference call. And they just, you know, don't forget they have Lip Boo Tan now. Lip Boo. My new favorite CEO. No, I'm kidding. But you know, he came in. What company was he from again? Shit, that was a while ago. Let's see, Lip Bhutan, famous company. Let's see. Intel. No, tell me his previous one. Cadence Design. That's it. CDNS. That was it. He was the CEO of CDNS while it ran up out of, you know, like crazy. Actually, you know what? CDNS is breaking out in the short. Might have to keep them on the radar here, honestly. Go check Mickey D's little pullback today. But back to Intel. They have Lip Bhutan, you know, and I would assume that they're going to go for something pretty advantageous here. If they don't, it could be pretty bad for them. Now, if they drop and just test the recent low on earnings, that'd be totally fine. That's nothing. You know, if they drop and just, you know, fall down like to here, that's a 14% move, though, I will say. I wonder, wow, that is quite the move. You know, they've been pretty wild in the short term. Moving 14% in 2 or 3 trading days, up and down, and all over the place down here. With those Trump comments the other day, they ran up 22%, if that puts it into perspective. Very volatile recently. So I would assume that there's a big move incoming. Let's see. Let's see if I can get the actual expected move here. Looks like they're looking at a 8.5% move in either direction. Okay. Okay. Not as much as I would have thought, honestly, given all their weird PA lately, but 3.35% here, moving to the upside very well. Honestly, they're only expecting 8%. I could see them having a much larger move than that. If it goes, you know, extreme in either direction. What's the book map on Tesla? Will it fall? Now, book map's not going to tell you that. I think Tesla looks pretty good to the upside. Personally, if I had to pick direction here today, Tom is picking to the upside. Definitely like the way these stocks have been moving. Intel is running into some big resistance from the past couple trading days, though. It might take a little while to break out of these. AK said, boy, I tell you, I'm feeling rough today. Feeling rough because of your trading or feeling rough because you just feel bad? Hopefully not from the trading, but I have a feeling that's what it is. CGC, 17%. My God. The pot stocks. What the fuck? Let's go check on Tilray. Man, guys, I'll be right back. I need some Tilray. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. AK said, no, I'm hoping that'll make me feel better. Hey, there you go. Hey, I'm glad, though. I'm glad. At least it's not the trading part, right? Notifications for AMD, DJT, Baba calls, AK said. AMD, 9250, looking pretty fire here. Advanced Money Destroyer. Everybody's favorite. Home sales are down, Brian said. Crap, we did just get that data coming, didn't we? Existing home sales, yeah, came in under estimates a little bit. Looks like initial jobless claims came in right at expectations. I really don't expect this data to move the market. If I'm going to be honest, I really don't expect much to this data to affect things, but we'll see. I think people definitely care way more about the trades, the trading right now with China, the tariffs and everything. I'll have some Tilray for you, Sean said. Hey, appreciate that. The sad part is my daughter this morning is going nuts, so if I do have to leave, I swear it's not for the Tilray. She's not having a good morning for some reason. Intel 2130. Really breaking out here. My gosh, pre-earnings run up 3.74%. 2135. Beautiful PA here on this break. AK says, well as Intel. There we go. Ivan said, I just entered a small short on SPY. 535. Expiration for today. Uh-oh. Be careful, Ivan. I'm looking for more of a breakout, but, you know, if you're getting a scalp in, it could definitely work. It's at key resistance. I wouldn't be surprised if it slowed up a little bit. Waller is talking, making some statements right now. A Fed speaker. Tariffs are part of most economic debates now, they said. Firms are trying to see how to navigate it. Smaller tariffs would have a modest pass-through. We need better control of the budget deficit. He said it's not likely that by July we will have clear tariff impacts yet. Wow, so Waller's pushing out the time frame a bit more. That sucks. Johnny said arms moving. ARM. Hell yeah, Johnny breaking out above the high of the day, breaking my 110 resistance. Looks awesome right now, Johnny. 111. Fantastic PA above that high. You know, it's getting a bit overextended, but it definitely looks solid here as it's moving. And it looks great. It looks like so many other setups that I love in the short term. So many stocks have this weird daily chart setup just like this. It's weird. AMD, Nvidia. Hell, maybe even Microsoft has it. Let's check Microsoft. Yep, Microsoft has it going on. Apple might not. Even Apple does, but even Apple's had some weird PA lately. Google, same thing. Man, they're all in the same setup, of course. Looking pretty good, I think. Back to the upside. I like it. Great PA. ARM, I'm in it. I think it could go to 115, 116, Johnny said. Really? That high? Okay. Today, let's see. You know, that's not totally out of the equation, but that would be a pretty good jump today. If I was being honest, 115. It's pretty high. It'd be up like 10% at that point, so. Just keep that in mind. Checking on Tesla. Awesome. 2.38%. So many stocks with the great movement back to the upside here. Love it. Meta moving higher. 529 resistance coming into play a bit, but awesome PA. Let's even check General Motors and Ford. Okay, even those are moving, so you know that there's something weird going on. If those stocks are moving, we're getting some good buying. No, I'm kidding. For those of you, you know, I am kidding, by the way, seriously. Ford at $10 right now. Check on McDonald's. MCD. Trying to bounce a little bit. I like this 316 bounce. Nonetheless, very boring today. Nothing that we're going to be watching overly close. ZOM is on the radar for a potential breakdown. I'm keeping that low of yesterday on watch at 106.50. If we start to see a good pullback under there, I think there could be some great short-term price action to the downside. ZOM pulling back. There was some OPEC Plus supply hike news yesterday. They're going to accelerate their supply output. Maybe I shouldn't call it supply hike news, but they're accelerating their output, which is not good. They're talking about it anyways, doing it again at the May meeting. They did it at the April meeting, and then they might do it again now at the May one. So if they do it again, that's going to be pretty rough. But oil really dropped on that news yesterday. I don't know who was watching oil, but my gosh, oil had quite the pullback. Look at that intraday price action here. You know, there was a big red candle on crude. Following that, we go to the daily chart. Let me zoom in over here. Rejected right at that 65 per barrel resistance as well. That is a clear resistance overhead. That's going to be a big level here. I mean, if crude stays under that, I'm going to be increasingly bearish, honestly. The VRT, Netflix at all-time highs, Jose said. NFLX. Netflix, beautiful. Beautiful on the daily. Going intraday, it's stuck a little bit, but awesome. Awesome here, Jose. Keep it up, Netflix. I'm glad to see it. You know, Netflix has been pretty awesome. That high breaking's a big deal. Downing some high quality H2O right now. This is your call to get hydrated. I actually just ran out of it. Man. Drank too much, I guess. AK said 0 buyers on an option. Then suddenly thousands of buy offers when I put mine in, and then they priced me out. Hopefully that was just a coincidence. Waller said rate cuts could come from rising unemployment. Oh. Waller's like, hey, Trump, if you want your rate cuts, get that unemployment shooting up. Kill the jobs, and we'll raise rates for you, is what Waller says. I'm just kidding, by the way. But he did kind of say that, but I obviously added some to it. Data focus brings risk of being late on policy action. I like that Waller says this. Let's go, Waller. For those of you that don't know, Waller is, I believe, I need to see. I forgot what side of the aisle Waller was on. A nominee of Trump, so it must be Republican, of course. Yep. They are a Republican. Christian Waller. Or, sorry, Christopher Waller. Gotta love the Fed members, right? Sean said, I just poured a Mountain Dew on ice. Hey, that sounds fantastic right now. I don't know what it is, but Mountain Dew and ice definitely go together. Intel dropping, grass set. INTC pulling back quite a bit, definitely. SPY even went flat a little bit there, but they look pretty solid. What's up, Demure? Said they made a tiny profit today. There you go. There you go. Not too bad. Maybe see if you can get some more going here soon. We can get some more breakouts coming in today. It'd be awesome to see Nvidia break out here. I kind of like the way it's flagging. Look at Nvidia here. Very interesting intraday setup. Sean said, especially good after I had a few beers. That's the way. Nice and refreshing. I can't believe Waller's out here saying rate cuts could come from rising unemployment. Guess it makes sense. And Waller also said the president's free to say what he wants about the Fed. That was a new headline hitting there as well. The president can say whatever he wants about the Fed, is what Waller said. I guess it's true, right? I guess he can say what he wants, but he can't necessarily always do what he wants with the Fed, though. I know, right, Travis? Bob Bear up 44% on Palantir calls. Beautiful. Beautiful. Like to hear that. You're in the driver's seat right now. Palantir's holding its ground. Looks solid. Grass said, what do you mean by a better entry? It's been so long for so low for so long. Sorry about that, Grass. I talk a lot about intraday setups, Grass. Sorry about that. I might not be necessarily meaning like a long-term buying opportunity. From what I mentioned, you know, I'm going sometimes on like a, let's say like a 30-minute time frame, right? Looking at more of the PA within that, rather than looking at like, let's say the next like 3 months to like a year. Always better lower than higher, AK said. But they were talking about AK, I see. But yeah. My bad, Grass. I didn't realize that you meant that to AK. They said, wow, still dropping. 2.57%. Sitting here around 21. You know, with Intel, I'm looking at it on the long-term chart. Like, if you were looking to go bullish on Intel for the long term, definitely a decent time. Definitely. If it breaks that recent low, you can get out pretty quickly. It actually would be a decent L, you know, to break that recent low. Let's see how much it would be. That's like a 17, that's a pretty big pullback there, you know, 17% on Intel. If it breaks that recent low, so. But that's where I'd want to have the stop, because I wouldn't want to stop out before that, that's for sure. If you stopped out before that, you could get wiped out and watch it fly up into the heavens. Trump says he'll start setting tariffs in a couple weeks. What is this? SPY's moving higher, though. Happy to see that. The 1 minute chart looks great, up to 541. Ha! Pew said, my neighbors probably hate me because I'm taking so long to mow the yard. Mo, check the charts. Mo, check the charts. That's funny. I actually mowed the lawn last night. That's funny you say that, Pew Pew. I mowed the lawn last night. I have a pretty nice zero-turn lawnmower. Granted, it was a pain in the ass last night. The fucking battery was dead and the tires were all flat, so I had to mess around with it for a little while, but also had to try to get it in before the live Q&A as well. I was pinched for time last night.
This whole thing, I like the way you look at me. How about we just go with the flow? Now you know I feel it.
My yard is huge though, and it's a push mower. Uh-oh.
I don't think this could be.
Yeah, you know, I may or may not have torn the yard to shit yesterday with that zero turn. I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of spots out there where the tires definitely tore it up. Where I'm gonna have some big ruts in the yard now. It's great. It's been raining a lot here. Gotta mow often, Pew Pew said. I did the first one of the year. It was like going through a jungle. Honestly surprised the HOA didn't yell at me. It wasn't a super hard rain, AK, but it's just been super wet since like Saturday and Sunday. It rained so much it was like monsooning or something. So it's just naturally wet everywhere. Still, even though it's been a few days, it's still really wet.
Lions roaring in the morning sun,
How wide is the deck?
searching for a longer day.
Are you talking about on the zero turn?
People feeling like the light.
I have no idea. I think like 35 inches.
We must never stop the way, yeah.
Oh, you are talking about the zero turn. I can't remember. I think it says like 35 or 40 on it. I'm not... I honestly can't... You know, I'm not a big... I just like use it, you know. I'm not super knowledgeable with them, if I'm being honest with you.
Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be
Although I love cars,
Savannah.
so it's not too hard to work on when shit goes bad, but... Palantir, 105.50. Pretty nice resistance here. Looking at it to the upside, 4.5%. Love it. Love the price action by Palantir. Great breakout potential. Awesome stuff, Palantir. Let's go. Ha, Robert said the mower isn't a car. AK said mine's 22 or 23, I think. I'll have to, you know, it might not be 35. I'm probably totally off, AK. If yours is 22, I'm probably way off. BLZE, anyone know why BLZE is down 10%? Blaze? Back Blaze? That's kind of funny. Never heard of this ticker ever. It looks like this stock falls 8% all the time, honestly, in 2025. Lots of bad drops by this one this year. BLZE. Never heard of it. Yuli, sorry about that. I'm not seeing too much news in the short term either. I would say it's just down on normal PA if I was, since there's nothing on the Thinkorswim news. You know, look at all these bad red candles with BLZE. It seems like they have been being pretty bad in general, so. Backblaze. Never heard of them, though. Interesting stock. You know, they had that IPO actually not too long ago and tanked off, and they've been holding this base pretty well. They're getting close to a big support. It'll be crucial to hold this here, honestly. If they start breaking that support to the downside, it's going to get extremely brutal for BLZE. Watch out. That happens. Sean said, last year I rebuilt the carb on my mower Was all impressed. Was at the store the other day. They sell that carb for 25 bucks. I spent like 4 hours on mine. Oh, man. Oh, sometimes it's like that, right? I'll tell you what, though. My grandpa, he would have spent the 4 hours fixing it over going to get that $25 part probably, but that's kind of funny, though. You rebuilt the carb. I have some friends that do that for lawnmowers, and if anything ever goes bad, I take it to them, and they clean it all out and all that stuff, but that's hilarious. You know if the earnings for Intel is going to come in while the market's open or after it closes, Grass? It should be after it closes. Or maybe even right as it closes, like within like a minute, maybe even, but at some point after it closes, yep. Shane said Intel's at 105. Holy shit, Shane, we're rich. But he said he's kidding. He meant Nvidia. Oh. Could you imagine if Intel was at 105 today? My God, Shane. I'd faint. I'd have to make an Intel shrine, I think. Chase, the solution to trading and cutting the lawn. Holy fuck. Guys, look at what Chase put in the discussion channel. Oh my God. That is hilarious. Why are the monitors pointing outwards? That's the funniest part to me. You know what? You could probably mount your PC somewhere on there and honestly do this. Like, I don't know like how realistic it is or not, but you could honestly like probably do that if you really put your mind to it. Just mount the computer somewhere on the side or like right behind the chair. That'd be perfect. Right behind the chair, a little mount for the PC. You know, the worst problem would be keeping the grass clippings out of the computer fans. That would be the worst part. Imagine like your computer starts growing weeds out of it. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Go check on the SPY really fast here. SPY 542.35 coming into play. Looks like 543 to 544. Gonna be testing sometime soon. That's gonna be a big resistance up there around 544. Let's go check on some of these crypto stocks. Robinhood. Nice PA to the upside at like $48. Okay. Let's go, Hood. Beautiful PA there. QQQ 463. Beautiful PA. QQQ, beautiful, 1.87%. It's not every day that you get movement like that. SPY, 1.3%. Look at these beautiful candles. My gosh. It's perfect. Up above 542, holding and even pushing better. These continuations today are something else above 540 with the SPY. These tech stocks are insane right now.
Just stay tight, we have to go. Stay with me while we leave. Don't worry, just believe me. This journey will relieve us. Stay with me while we leave. Stay with me.
Used some of my gains from yesterday and pre-ordered the Switch 2. Oh crap, Jose, there you go. Sean said, I'd like to have a TOS on a screen on the cubby hole in the golf cart. Sean, my one friend, he mounts a fucking tablet to his golf cart and watches like football games and stuff. And that's got me thinking, like, you could maybe mount a tablet with like Thinkorswim on there. Honestly, you know, you could mount a few of them. It's got me thinking. If you had some type of battery backup device, or I don't know, POS, I'm not sure what you'd call it, but bring a little mini computer in there with you, plug it in, and there you go. Do they have any computers out yet that can run off of USB? That'd be pretty cool if you could like run a computer off of a USB. That would be pretty neat.
Stay with me while we leave.
That would be neat.
Just believe me, this journey will relieve us. Stay with me while we leave. Stay with me while we leave. Don't worry, just
Go see if we have Robinhood here on the book maps, do we? No? I should. Getting it open here.
with me.
Go check on Tessie real fast. Nvidia looks great, still holding its ground. Tesla pulled back a bit, but is testing big support. Looks pretty solid. Looks good, looks good. You know, Jose, the Switch 2 sounds really cool. You know, one thing that makes me sad with the Switch 2 is that I love it, and I love the idea of it. On the original Switch, I used to play Skyrim, and I really just wish that you could play like Call of Duty and stuff like that easier, and that it felt a little bit realer. You know, I wish that it felt a bit more real, if that makes sense. I don't know. It doesn't feel like you're using like an Xbox controller or like a PlayStation controller. Like you can't aim. It don't feel as good. The joysticks suck or something. But overall, I like it. It'd be really cool, I think, if you could get like, you know, some good like Battlefield action on there or something along those lines. Wow, we're seeing some weird movement here coming in. Go back to the SPY. Still running. All right, as we get towards 544, definitely watch out for resistance. I'm wondering if the big guys are just going to dump it once it reaches the top, Demir said. What's a good entry for Tesla, Dexter asked. Let's see, TSLA. Tessie. You know, it's coming up off the dip, almost like a pop, pull, and go strategy. It just pulled back. It's starting to go. You know, right now might not be a bad entry if you're trying to really scalp it up. Obviously, you do have to be careful if it turns around, and you got to understand whenever direction starts to shift, but keep that in mind. Let me check something here. I'm going to check the Trump schedule. Somebody asked me in the chat here. Boy, oh boy, there's a lot today. What the fuck? Look at all this. Trump's going to be at Trump National Golf Club. That's cool. Participates in MAGA dinner. Departs National Golf Club. Okay. MAGA Inc. dinner. Interesting. Arrives back at the White House at 9:55 tonight. It's weird how they have everything scheduled out so precise here. They're even saying, like, when he's going to arrive at a certain airport on the way back to the White House. Seems weird. I wouldn't think that they necessarily want to say that, but okay. Spy, around 5:43. Hunter said, where are you getting that data? This is from rollcall.com. Rollcall.com. White House calendar. I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure they get it from the White House, though, as a source, right? It should be. Well, they don't say, of course. I've been using this website for a little while now. They've been pretty cool with getting the Trump stuff pretty on the head. Now, the thing is that there can always be some talks or some type of data like that that ends up working out pretty well. And by that, I mean Trump could like come out and just post something on Truth or just do like a random press conference or something that might not be listed. But generally, you know, he sticks to the list, right? Generally. Is Pony up another 30? Pony? Yeah, they are. Another 30% for Pony. That is pretty crazy, isn't it? Pony AI. Bouncing off 6 all the way up to 720 today. They were around the top of the watch list earlier, but my gosh, they really took the cake now. You know, MJ's up 8%. Corbin said Netflix broke the high. It did. It made a new all-time high this morning. Yep. Pretty crazy. That was a big resistance there, but since it broke, nice movement up and through it. Pretty cool to see. I've been loving the potential for breakouts in the short term personally. I think SPY looks pretty damn bullish. I've been leaning up all morning. Granted, once it started going green, it looked really good, but breaking 540 was something else on SPY. That's a great sign. If it pulls back here and bounces off 540, that could be something to look out for in the short term. Demir said, is this the top? Yeah, it might end up being a short-term top here. I'm going to be watching for a retest of 540 on this pullback. I wonder if it'll test that. That would be huge. That could be huge. This is definitely, though, more of a pullback than we've seen all morning. So keep that in mind. SPY also got pretty damn close to resistance, okay? Pretty fucking close. Not quite to 544 yet, but pretty close. 543, like 30. Let's go see COIN. Good breakout here. $200 breakout coming into play. That's awesome. Love to see that 200 break in that sense. Come on, coin. This is fire. Coinbase. $201.50. MSTR. Probably with a great PA as well. Not as good. Not near as good. Kind of sad to say. Calls are losing value. Puts aren't going up much though, Corbin said. They're going to be a big company in the future. Pony's up because they had to deal with LIDAR stock. A penny stock, LIDR. You're up 40% on it and still holding nice. Beware, you know, Pony has a lot of wild action. I don't want you to get screwed over on Pony, okay? That's wild. 27% with Pony here. CRM up 4.43%. There we go. LVS 4.28%. LVS, you know, Caesars is probably looking pretty good. No, it's not. Not as good as I thought. Calls are losing value. Long-term company going to take over. Look into it. A lot of room to grow. Yeah, I'll have to do some research on Pony. Hopefully they can come back a lot because they have been dipping very hard. So I'm glad to see them coming back a little bit. That's good to see. SMR, a lot of these growth stocks have had good PA this morning. They're starting to pull back a little bit though. That goes for a lot of stocks right now. The pullbacks are coming into play. Yeah, LIDR. I've heard of LIDR before. It's been a long time, but I have heard of this one. Oh, wow, they reverse split. Ooh. Ooh, it's one of those. Oh, no. LIDR needs a turnaround. That's for sure. Damn, Johnny. At least Pony's better. Intel, $21, pulling back a little bit today. They report earnings tonight. Don't forget, we have Intel and Google reporting earnings tonight. That's going to be crucial. Google and Intel. Google's going to be more important. I think it's going to shed more light on what other large like tech players like Apple and others are going to be doing on their reports. But, you know, looking at Intel, they need a good report. If they end up breaking that support and that recent low, it's going to be brutal. Don't forget. Going to be a fun one with them. Spacely said ASTS 2050 calls. That's pretty cool. Man, ASTS 7.4%, 2409 right now. Looking at the daily chart, I love the way that it's moving. I think Intel's going to do good after the tariff is over because it's a U.S. company. That would be pretty fire. You know, it is a U.S. company. They're going to be doing some more manufacturing and stuff like that in the U.S.
I can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right.
U.S. company, Intel. It would be fire to see them actually get some real production and stuff going on in the U.S., right? $260 resistance with TSLA. $260. Tesla has a major resistance here at 260.
Perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now. We know I ain't.
If Tesla can rip above this in the short term, I could see it testing that recent high of 274. So watch out. And I could see it breaking too. You know, it's coming up. It's going to be like the fourth test now of 260. Today, if we end up getting a push towards that high of the day again, watch for a breakout. This looks fantastic. Johnny said everything's about to start pulling back now. I would not be surprised. All right, guys. I think we're going to call the stream there. I appreciate you all joining up today. I got to go grab some food. Get the daughter going today. She's been having a fit. She's pissed. Tesla pulling back. Watch for a slight pullback, though, intraday. You know we're going to be pulling back here probably. It looks pretty good below this 255 support. All right, Tom, enjoy your day. Let's go. Appreciate that. Thanks, Fang. I know you meant Tom, probably. It's all good, Fang. You corrected it. I love that. That's cool. Yuli, appreciate you joining up. And I appreciate everybody, of course. Everybody that joins up, especially the ones that post in the chat. But everybody, even the lurkers out there, definitely helps us out. Throwing us on in the background, everything like that. Hopefully helps you out, too. You know, getting some info on some stocks in the morning, some big movers. I try to be almost as high energy as possible. But let's go. Seeing lots of good price action out of the growth stocks today. ASTS looking pretty solid still. Watch out for Pony. It's getting a little overextended at $7. I don't think I would target too much more. I wouldn't chase it. Hims might be a fun one though. 5.3%. Awesome PA there. But let's go. All right, guys. Have a great one. I'll see you guys in the Discord. Don't forget, we have the code Big Money going on right now for the trading floor. Code Big Money saves $100. We have the Surge bot, and we have lots of other updates and new bots set to release sometime soon. Get in on the yearly deal. Hopefully within a month or two, we have these new bots fully rolled out, but definitely making sure that they're all right, everything like that with the testing and all of that good jazz. But join up. Lots of tools and information on the page. Just click that link, check it out. Baby said you're doing great. Have a good morning with your daughter. Appreciate it, baby. Have a great one as well. See you later.